back to my channel. My name's Elizabeth, aka Foxgrove, and today we are celebrating hitting 4K subscribers here on this YouTube channel. I always feel a little bit awkward doing intros like this because usually I'm playing Animal Crossing. So welcome to this awkward mess. Let's make a carrot cake together. Also, sorry for the weird lighting. It is currently 9:30 in the morning. I'm still drinking my coffee, but we're gonna bake a cake. It's gonna be a really good day today. So I'm going to be baking the carrot cake, the mom's carrot cake from Animal Crossing. And let's, let's get to baking, okay? So the first thing that I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna get out all of the ingredients and I'm gonna put them in little bowls because we're gonna be professional for this 4K celebration. We are gonna be like a real baking show, I think. I'm going to set all that up and I will be right back. Okay, so we have measured out all the ingredients into little bowls. I feel very fancy. If you're gonna bake a carrot cake, I want you to consider that you will indeed have to grate all of the carrots. So we do need to iron? What? We do need to line these pans with some parchment paper, which by some stroke of God I still had in the house. I don't know how or why. But I was thinking, I guess I'll just like flip it over, trace it, right? Cut it out. We didn't know that we were doing arts and crafts. Right, all I have is a Sharpie. I feel like that's not very sanitary. No! Okay, it's still gonna work. Like I was saying, I'm really trying to make this the best cake it can be, okay? I really am. So, yeah. Also, the dog, Beans is sleeping on my toes right now, so that does make it a little bit difficult. So, keep that in mind when you're judging my baking skills in this video. Okay. Wow! Look at that! We have les surtout. Oh, and it fits oh no, it's not a perfect fit. It's a bit wrinkly, but you know what? It'll do. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of Crisco, which is gross. Crisco is so nasty. Like, what even is Crisco? But I do need to grease the sides of the pan, so I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of this because we do not want our cake to stick. That would be terrible. And who am I kidding? It's probably gonna stick anyway. I went ahead and preheated the oven to 350 degrees and we have our pans over there just chilling and waiting for us. And hello, Beans, you really shouldn't, sir, you shouldn't be up on the counter, but for the sake of this video, isn't he cute? Isn't he handsome? Oh, he's handsome. He's handsome. Okay, you have to get down. Flour, 2 cups of flour going in. Wow, I feel like a real baker right now, guys. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Got that. And then we need salt. Oh, I don't have any salt that's not like, the only salt that I have is this kind of salt. It says fine sea salt. I don't think this is fine, but we'll just do a little bit of that. Yay, cinnamon is delicious. I feel like I'm like really getting into the fall mood right now, although it's like 80 degrees today. So, also I'm doing 1.5 heaping teaspoons of cinnamon because you can never have enough cinnamon. It's delicious and wonderful. So, there's that. Okay, next we need to just give this, it actually said to whisk it. Recipe says whisk it, we're gonna whisk it. Why risk it? It's super combined. Look at that. Ooh, we'll put it up to the ring light. I almost dumped it all out. What an absolute mess. Okay, that was kind of a waste of a whisk because now I'm gonna have to wash it, but that's fine. It says in a separate bowl. Are these people coming over to do the dishes at my house in a separate bowl? Fine. If my calculations are correct, that we actually need the bigger bowl in the end, and this dry ingredient bowl should be a little bit smaller. So we're just gonna pretend like nothing ever went inside of this silver bowl, and I'm just gonna set the dry ingredients to the side for a moment. And then it says to whisk the oil, sugar, and vanilla. Okay, so we're gonna put in the oil. This was 1 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. So this is a 1/2 cup of white sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, packed. Well, it says whisk. Let's pretend like that didn't happen, okay? We're gonna whisk this together. Oh, she's thick. Okay, she's real thick. Then it says to whisk in the eggs 1 at a time. I'm so tempted to just do them all, but I won't. It's getting like really, what is the word for that? Can you guys see that? It's like, I don't know. Goopy. We're making a slime. Consistency? We stand. Wow. I got a little bit carried away mixing the eggs. Okay. Switch to a large rubber spatula. Scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and then add dry ingredients in 3 parts, gently stirring until they disappear. Okay? They're like really specific with their directions. That kind of makes me scared. Makes me feel like I'm not gonna do it right. So then in 3 sections, yeah, gently stirring. I'm really excited. I've actually never made homemade carrot cake before. I really like carrot cake though. I feel like it's a bit of an acquired taste, I think, but it's super yummy and definitely like a more, like sometimes cakes can be way too sweet, and I feel like carrot cake is the perfect balance between like sweet and a little bit savory. So here is the consistency that we have right now. It kind of looks like peanut butter, honestly, if I'm being for real. Raisins. It's so satisfying to just dump things in. And I debated not adding the raisins, but I feel like they're good, and I feel like if this were the real mom's cake from ACNH, mom would have added raisins. Like, it just seems that way. I'm gonna leave out the pecans, if you will, because I feel like I don't really like them. So, there we go. And then we have the grated carrots. So this is 3 cups of grated carrots. My hands are clean, so do not judge me. Alright, so it looks chonky. Divide the batter evenly between these 2 pans. But here is what we have. I don't want to tip it too much. Here's what we have. I'm going to put it in the oven, bake it at 350 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll see you back here to make some cream cheese frosting. I'm so excited. Okay, so the cake just came out of the oven and it's chilling back there, or back there. I feel like this was one of the trickiest cakes I've ever made to see if it's done. Like usually it's fairly obvious if the cake is done, but the cake has like a very dark color, and when I would stick a toothpick in it, it was coming out clean, but when I shook it, it still like looked a little jiggly in the center. So I'm really worried that I might have either undercooked it or overcooked it, but I think it looks dark enough that I think it's probably okay. So my fingers are crossed. We'll see in the end. It would be honestly a war crime if we got to the end and it was underdone. I would cry. So I'm gonna start making the frosting. So this is 16 ounces of cream cheese. The cream cheese packages are always so difficult for me to open. I don't know why. But we have 16 ounces of cream cheese, a stick of butter, and this is salted butter. You're supposed to use unsalted butter, but I don't have unsalted butter, so I'm just not gonna add additional salt to the frosting. So we have a stick of butter. Honestly, that's kind of gross when you think about it, but I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna mix it all up. It's very hard. And I'll see you guys in a second. So I'm just gonna start slowly incorporating the sugar, bit by bit here. Okay, so I feel like it's actually like the perfect consistency for frosting a cake. It's not too thick, but it's not too watery either. And because the cake is still cooling, I'm probably going to put this into the fridge for just a little bit, which will let it thicken. And hopefully that doesn't make it too hard to frost. That might not be a good idea, but I just don't want it to get too room temperature before I start frosting the cake. But I didn't even try it, so it's good. And I have some orange and green some orange and green here to try and make the little carrots on the top. I'm actually gonna go watch a video of how to do that because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go and watch a video, try to learn how to make a carrot, and I'll see you guys here when it's time to frost this bee. Okay, it looks like poop, but as it was coming out, like a little edge of it like flaked off, and I tried it. Oh, I can't wait to decorate it. I feel like that's when this is gonna that's when it's gonna plummet. Like, we've been doing pretty good. The cake looks pretty good. It wasn't that hard. The recipe wasn't that challenging, but I do feel like frosting and decorating the cake it's the fatal flaw. This is professional. Fox Grove Baking Store, opening 2022. I don't have like a proper cake platter, so I just used a plate from my house, and this has been in the fridge for a little bit, so it's a bit thicker. It's really not that thick though, but the cake is mostly cooled. It's a little warm, but I think it will be okay. I'm taking a lot of risks here, but we're just gonna start by frosting this like in-between part of the cake. Woo. Here we go. The top of the cake is on. You can see that. Can you imagine baking a cake this ugly and then putting it on the internet for people to see? And struggling with the camera. This setup is honestly so wonky. I'm so sorry. So I moved you so that I can show you the cake closer. I made the mistake of looking online at the other carrot cakes that people on YouTube have made. They're really good. Hi, thank you for subscribing. Oh my god, it looks so ugly. So there's only one thing left to do, and that is to make it uglier and add some of this frosting that's gonna be way too freaking room temperature to be able to use for such things. But you know what? You know what? We're doing it. So I guess I'm gonna start by mapping out where I want the first carrot to go. I feel like I'm gonna have to work really quickly with this icing. Oh no. It's a curly carrot. No. No, that's so bad. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Would mom be proud? I think mom would be proud. Here it is. It looks like such a like, it looks like a mound. She kind of slapped though. Alright guys, that is going to take us to the end of this Bake With Me video. Thank you guys so much for 4,000K. I was at 400K. Like, I just can't even wrap my head around the fact that 4,000 human beings want to follow this deranged, dorky, crazy content. But I'm so grateful for you guys. You are the best community in the entire universe, and I love you all and hope that you're having a wonderful day. I do want to take a second to thank the members of the Fox fam for supporting my content here on this channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and you can also support the channel by liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!